Yeah.
066
066
585
585.
740. And that is everything we talked about this whole report. It's got all of our information on here.
Okay. Sounds
So,
good.
yeah, should you ever need to call us back about that situation or something similar, then yeah, you've got the reference number there.
Alright. Can I get your name by chance?
It's Peyton.
Peyton? Do you have like a employee ID number or operation?
Uh,
That way if they
Not really, no.
No? Okay.
I'm the only one in here named Peyton, so.
Okay. So if law enforcement wants to make contact with you just in case, see maybe anything, get a report, get a copy of it.
Sure.
Alright, cool. Alright, well, thank you a lot, man.
Alright, Rod. Yeah, you're welcome.
You have a good day.
You too. Have a good weekend.
Yep. Peace.
Bye.
Okay. It is August 29th. Is it? No, it's August 30th, 2019. 1:31 p.m. Reason why I was doing this video is a phone call. The guy seemed kind of arrogant. So who knows about what it is, mental stigmatization, and I didn't record that part. I have a phone recording of it, but I started this video because he was given a reference number, and I've had files come up missing and or corrupt all of a sudden, and it was important enough to capture that reference number. What's happened here is I have a bag of chips. That should be a normal chip there. The rest of the bag is completely washed. Me, I feel that is contaminated. He tried to express it's just a quality issue. Well, it's strange that I'm having tons of quality issues with products in the neighborhood. If it ain't contaminated, technically the whole point is there's not just no flavoring. The chips themselves from the original state that they are off of what I think is the original state. It could be, I'll agree, it could be just a quality issue, but with multitudes of things happening and all the targeted acts and all the stuff and the hysteria of look how we washed your chips off, put them back in the bag and resealed them. A lot of people try to make it out that's mentally unstable, that's illogistical. Nah, you get bad people, it's logistical, especially when you're, I won't even just say gangbanging with it, but intellectually grouply acting with it, even an individual themselves, just to thrive off the being able to do it. Watch YouTube videos, real easy to reseal a bag, real easy to reseal and contaminate or alterate or tamper with products. Once you get into it, couple of tries, yeah, you may not do it right off the bat, but a couple of tries, it works. They wanted to ask holes in the bag, stuff like that. You think 30 years of you asking these quality control tests, if the person that's doing it is intelligent enough, if I'm supposedly stupid and incompetent or mentally stigmated that, I'm just paranoid, but even myself, I could replicate that situation, somebody else couldn't. So, I didn't like the tone of that man's voice, but I can understand that I'm creating more of a situation that's happening. Your customer service, maybe you should agree. And that's when he did not offer up a reference number and was really hard to get the reference number of the report going in to the system. It wouldn't have mattered if I needed it per se for the police evidence if I'm building, or if I just personally wanted it to get my quality control check. If the free bag of chips that come or whatever the replacement, if I didn't get it, what would I have to reference? But had a real hard time of a reference number on top of stigmation that, no man, just trust me. Just that sounds strange. Contaminate, what would make you think? And I got into, which I think they're supposed to articulate, if I think there's contamination in a product, if their company doesn't take care of it, who to contact. They should have an immediate situation of contact, maybe poison control. I think there's policies behind that they have to have some type of ability or a place references of places for people to contact if they want to, even if it's out of the person's pocket themselves, of who to go to. For myself, I know if the company doesn't represent quality testing and meld back in products, that you can take it in yourself and have it tested, but we're talking, it's expensive as crap on some of it, especially if you're trying to test for everything under the sun. We're talking like $3,000 a product to find out what chemicals exact. Is it all original chemicals, or is there something extra? Is there not enough chemical for an intentional situation? Kind of strange. Anyhow, I'm gonna go ahead and end this video. No, I'm not, because somebody's calling back. Yeah, hello? Yes, hello?
Hi, this is Frito-Lay calling to ask you a few quick questions about your recent customer service experience. Your feedback and opinions are very important to us. How satisfied were you with how your contact to our company was handled? If you were extremely satisfied, press 4. Somewhat satisfied, press 3. Somewhat dissatisfied, press 2. Extremely dissatisfied, press 1. How much do you agree with the following statement? The customer service representative was very knowledgeable. If you strongly agree, press 4. Somewhat agree, press 3. Somewhat disagree, press 2. Based on your service experience, would you recommend Frito-Lay snacks to your family and friends? If yes, press 1. No, press 2. Is there anything else you would like to tell us about our service? If yes, press 1. No, press 2. Please begin speaking after the tone. Press 1 when finished.
Hi, I had just called in within the last 20 minutes. I will say the customer service representative was a little bit hard to get a reference number out of the situation. Now his name, it bounced off of getting into a situation, but he gave his name. But I will say the discussion we had, it wasn't bad or good, but it just seemed like it was a little bit stigmated there, with some stigmatism of maybe mental health concern because of what I was saying and trying to get information. But as far as getting a reference number, it started getting into like being drug out, like as if he didn't want to give me a reference number. And the reason and calls I had of the reference number, even if it wasn't just for that cause, for personal information to be referenced back for myself, but talking of law enforcement and getting involved without making it like I'm suing somebody, but for other reasons, it started getting a little bit, the tone of voice and the talk itself it started getting a little bit unfriendly. Anyways, thank you guys. Y'all have a wonderful day.
We're sorry you were dissatisfied. Would you like a member of our team to contact you? If yes, press 1. No, press 2. Thank you for requesting a callback. We will reach out to you at this phone number within 1 business day. Again, your feedback is very important to us. Goodbye.
Alrighty, sorry about that. I did not 100% want to add that. I'm glad they called as I was doing this video. Anyways, that's what happened. Hell, I just put it on an answering machine. I'm not doing good health-wise, and now more products, even if it's a quality situation. Understanding my past videos about having someone trying to socially, basically lifely threaten quality of life. So you take the quality out of food, you take the quality out of quality, and that person is depressed or deprived of normal quality. And if it's intentional, not just errorist, then that's a targeted act. Like having plain chips, washed chips, is the way I'll put it, compared to regular chips. Especially at a location that is partially notorious for having problems and people representing social actions and personal problems there, if not gangland stuff, but not even just gangland. We'll even take away street gang and just doing it personally, of disliking someone else or trying to basically the whole group targeting an individual and them handling their problems at this store and it being accepted. It's not a normal box brand name store. It's a corner store in a city, Columbus, Ohio, 43215 zip code area. And it is not just, it's hard to explain because each store has its own characteristic traits and association, but it's not just that store. But I'm not going to get into which one's more severe, and that is a point, but who's more associated than the other. But allowing mishaps to happen is not okay. Anyways, ending this video. I'm uploading 2 videos prior to this. One dealing with my talks of the chips, and now you have a phone call with the guy on the phone there. Anyways, peace. I'm out of here. Ending this video.